Biggie, 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 can't you see? Hanging out in Runehammer with me. Knuckle, knuckle, knuckle head. Knuckle, 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 and a knuckle head. Knuckle head. The biggie, 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 answer the murky ways. I got the murky on my murky today. Ha! Oh, we got some loud breathing up in the space to be, up in the place to be. We got a loud breathing. Hey, 21 mofos already sitting around. Hi guys, I'm just getting my stuff together here. I'm a little slow. A lot of beers were consumed the previous evening. And we're going to do some drawing because it's Saturday morning. So take off them shoes, get that coffee, put on them Space Bunny jammies, get your Empire Strikes Back blanket out, get your plush Yoda. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan. Oh, biggie, 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 can't you see? But sometimes the word hypnotize me. You hypnotize me. I don't know how to tell you this, but you hypnotize me. What's this guy's name? I can't remember. We're just going to write Cleric. We biggie, 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 can't you see? Sometimes the word hypnotize me. Get your plush Yoda and your jammies. It's Saturday morning to hang with me. Come on. A chocolande. A chocolande. Oh. A chocolande. What's your coffee taste just like chocolande? I don't know what chocolande is, but it's delicious. Ooh, you can really taste the chocolande. What-ow! There I be. It's a picture of me. Biggie, 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 can't you see? Saturday morning, it's 9:03. We're gonna draw stuff and do some painting and make a DM screen today. That doesn't rhyme. That was terrible. Shabadoo, shabadee. Drawing stuff with me. Alright, guys. Hey. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Greetings. Welcome back to Runehammer. The clouds have returned. There was too much sunshine yesterday. It got weird. So now the clouds are back, so everything's going to be okay. Back to normal. It's Saturday morning. The week is done. Oh, y'all not going to work right now. Everybody's just chilling, kicking it. You got snorks on TV. You got your blueberry up in that bowl. Got your silly spoon and your milk drinky bowl. Alex, things are good up here, man. It's been a great week. Super busy week. The commissions are just out of control right now, and I keep saying yes to them, so the stack is just getting redunculized. So that's eating up my time in the best way imaginable. Super fun. It all began like back in the day doing the art for whatever campaign we're running, and it's just, now it's become like a way of life. It's just crazy. Yeah, I just dropped the snorks on there, Keith. Okay. What are we doing? All right. Michael Eichhorn, who you guys probably know if you're on the podcast on Runehammer at Patreon or runehammer.patreon. I don't know. Michael Eichhorn, way back when, was one of my first commissions with this dwarf who had sort of seen into this other realm to like commune with the elder gods, and he had this orb and stuff. It was really weird. And I did an audio story that was the character origin of that character, Morgrim. And that's on the podcast. But now, many months later, Michael has come back, and he's commissioned me to do the rest of his party, which also includes, I think, the Chestre, which is the Ice Wizard, also was his commission. So you guys have probably seen that Ice Wizard that I did, where he's like got the Naruto style ball of ice that he's like conjuring, and he's got this sort of metal mask and stuff like that. So now we're doing the whole group, and not only are we doing the whole group of characters, we are going to then assemble them into a DM screen, a custom DM screen that Michael can rock at his table. And Mike, you're from the Netherlands, is that correct? I think he's... Oh, there's Nolan Kinshella. Dude, I haven't heard from you in a coon's age, brother. What's up, man? Up in the place to be, watching Snorks with me. Anyway, so that's what we're going to do. So first I need to get the characters done, which is, I'm almost there. So I'm going to finish the 4th character. Instead, you guys don't have to stare at this black rectangle. This is like watching 2001. My God. It's full of pixels. All right, so the first one I did is Laz Gar. This dude's cool. Half-orc, great axe. And all these guys are in this kind of snow setting. They're in a far north Norse kind of setting. Very near and dear to my heart, of course. Super cool. And so we've got this half-orc barbarian, great axe. This is kind of the style that I've been going with. So it's my usual sort of, chop, slap, paint style. But also been kind of riffing on it a little bit. I've been doing less really small, like macaroni type details. And I've been trying to get a little more relaxed with my hand to get the sort of the paint flap to really pop. So this one I did last week with you guys. Okay, and then we have Hal Bjorn, who's this like really classic kind of Viking type character. And then I also I didn't want to get too Oath of the Frozen King with my color palette, which is like this really glacial blue color palette. So I wanted to make sure I warmed it up so there's a little bit of a forest, implied in this setting. So this is the next character, Hal Bjorn. He's kind of this like scout type character who's, sort of, wandering the woods looking for clues to, greater evils, stuff like that. And hey, what's up, Dr. Steam MC, Antoine, y'all saying hello to all y'all. Okay, so that's the second one. So notice the challenge here is when we get to the DM screen toward the end, it's going to be unifying these color palettes in a way that you get this nice look, okay? And that's what today is really about. So first I'm going to have to finish a character, but then what we're really going to be looking into is when you have several of your pieces of art and you're going to bring them together, how you get all those color palettes to be friends. Okay, then next we have Ina, and she is their sort of badass archer, and really had fun doing this character. And I just want to kind of bring you in a little closer here. This is about 50%, but just really had fun with this pose that she's doing, like almost this like runway walk. So you can see she's got like one foot in front of the other, and she's got that, those popping hips, and just like, I'm a badass. Yeah. So really fun with this pose. So the head and the face and the neck are all really rigid and very aligned down the center. But then you do, last week we talked about Contrapasso, and there's a lot of Contrapasso right here. So if you're working on your own pieces at home, so Contrapasso is, here, let me get a little momentary layer. Here we go. That's the shoulder line, and that's the hip line. So the one side is completely compressed, and the opposite side is completely extended, and so you get this like attitude. And that's what Contrapasso is. And Contrapasso is in a lot of statue art and a lot of like late Renaissance art, as well as a lot of like Minoan art. And it gives you this kind of banging kind of feel. And you don't want to use it much on men. The only real, I think, really cool applications of it are definitely late Renaissance. Like Michelangelo's David has some Contrapasso to it because the knee is locked. But not like this, not where it's like a runway walk, because it makes a male character look a little weird, like almost like something's wrong with their back or something. But with a female character, you have this more fluid, kind of flexible look, and you can get this with using Contrapasso. So really, really digging that piece. And I also think that this piece is good because it gets the palette right. There's a little bit of cold blue, but there's a little bit of green and a little bit of gray, and it makes it not quite so much like a supernatural glacier, but more like a far north forest. I don't know how to change to 480p. I don't know how to do that. Oh, you mean just because my signal's crummy? Yeah, but then I don't care about the frame rate on my webcam. I'm more interested in image quality. Okay. So there's that. Now finally we have this cleric. So this cleric is sort of torn between the schools of light and dark, of life and death, and he has this this longsword, which has sort of been imbued with this goddess of life, but in a negative kind of way. He's like almost in the backstory, he's sort of like ritualistically almost like slayed the goddess of life to become this character. And so I went into this real like religious fugue type feel. Like he's in this kind of moment of communing with, you know, the god element of this character is very palpable, and so I wanted to capture it, so I put him in this kind of ritualistic pose almost. And then just for something, you know, wildly different from what I usually do, I just went with the bare top. Okay, so first what we're going to do is finish this character, and then we're going to start assembling, and I'm going to pull out the old Ice Wizard piece that I did, and we're going to use that for the Ice Wizard, and so that's how we'll get it all assembled. But so first, I'm just grabbing my dark, and we're just going to start going here. We're just going to start painting. I'm going to paint. I'd like to paint, Father. Oh my God, we're 10 minutes into the stream, and I'm already doing Frog Boy. Do not. I gotta break this Frog Boy habit. This stuff is crazy. Okay, so you know me. I try to. Excuse me, I try to refine that facial sort of focal point first, so that the eye is always going to go to the face first. Face first. Quentin Tarantino's new action film. Face first. And I don't know exactly what these shadows coming off the sides of the eyes are. I don't know if it's makeup or just a weird lighting or something, but it just gives him a weird, cool, exotic look, so I'm just going to stand my ground. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to walk tall. I don't even care. Well, that's not true. I'm a very caring individual. All right, here we go. So just sort of filling in and cleaning up. Just to make sure I got all this stuff done. I did some of this work without it being live. So I know we don't always come into a partially done piece, but that's what we're doing today. Okay, so there we go. Now I need to do this skin tone stuff. So here we're back to our standard clinic, right? Which is like, take your color, go up a little bit. This guy's intended to be pale too, is kind of in his description. Go up and change your hue slightly. And there you go, there's your next color up. See that? So a little bit of lightness, but then anytime you adjust lightness, also adjust your hue a little bit, because colors can't really lift without changing hue, and when they do, it feels very unnatural. It's very weird. So I'm going to lift just a tiny bit more like that, and just a tiny bit more red. There we go. Just wanted a little more chisel to it. Remember on male characters too, you can get away with like a little more chiseled look on the lighting. And then on the female characters, you want that really soft blended lighting so that they don't look like their features are, you know, like Willem Dafoe style. Girl, I really want to love you, but damn, you look like Willem Dafoe. All right. Nothing against Willem Dafoe. You don't want your girlfriend to look like Hobgoblin. That's all I'm saying. All right. Baby, you know this relationship's going places, but you look like Hobgoblin. I don't know. I wake up and I'm scared in the morning. Just straight up scared, baby. All right, so just doing these highlights on the muscles. I highlight the muscles, letting my pen make weird decisions that my brain wouldn't make. Like, you know, some of that cording that you can get in the chest, and you don't necessarily, oh yeah, Subotai, Felix. Yeah, he's got the same sort of beard and look as Subotai. I am Subotai, thief and archer. What are you doing here? Food for wolves. Alright. Let me die not of starvation, but in combat. Can I be your friend, Conan? I don't like friends. I'm going to poop in your cereal. Going to make a little doo-doo. I am Subotai. Conan pooped in my cereal. Now we are friends. That would be kind of harsh, though, if Arnold Schwarzenegger just rolled up You got like a nice bowl of rice checks going there, and just boom, protein shake doo-doo right in your cereal. It's like Tuesday morning, you're just trying to get to work. Bang, protein shake. Okay. So there we go. We're filling in some of this nice stuff. Now I do feel like I need a shadow color on my flesh tones. So I go down, remember, in lightness, and then I go down in hue. And I get, look at this nice little, oh, look at that. That's perfect. Look at that taupe, though. That nice taupe. It's the straight taupe, dude. Oh, boy. I've got the low IQ syndrome today, I see. Whatting for where I get dumb. In this live stream on Runehammer, I get dumb. And you get to watch. Maybe I just need more coffee. Thief and Archer. Now, you probably have intuited this. You're guessing what's coming ahead. But I am going to tattoo this guy's chest all up. Fool gonna be tatted. Straight tatted, know me? Got them straight tats. And hey, Mike, if you're watching and you have input and stuff, you know, feel free to sound off at any moment, and we'll pivot, straight pivot. I don't know what's with all the gutter talk today. It's really lame. I've got to apologize for that. You guys, I'm from the street. I am tough, and I come from the street. The new album by Ice-T. Tough and From the Street by Ice-T. Starring Hankering for an Ale. There's some guy playing D&D in the background. I was raised in the concrete jungle. Okay, so he just has this, I don't know if you guys have ever seen one of these arming belt things. They're really cool. So he's got that going on. Got an arming belt, and then I'm going to put a metal tipped. I've been doing these metal tipped belts lately. I don't know why, but I'm digging it. I'm feeling it, you know what I mean? It takes me back to my street days. When me and all my street homies had metal tipped belts. I came up as a young dungeon master misunderstood, but it's all good. All right, here we go. Getting my... So did you notice what I did real quick without even saying anything is like I grabbed a sort of an alternate brown to start to mix up all these leather colors here. And now I'm just letting my hand do weird things that my brain wouldn't. Just kind of getting it all to hook together a little bit, and it's kind of whatever. Then he's got like some kind of laces in here, and I wanted the laces to be white. So for a white, I'll grab my main shadow color and then floop. Now see, very little of the shadow color is retained in that move I just made. But the fact that I just use the quick color reference will create a hue link between the two. And this is something that you always want to be reinforcing in your work, is like the hues are made from each other instead of just coming out of the blue. If they come out of the blue, you can really get this like serial kind of look to your color selections where they're just kind of all over the place. Which will only work if you have so many stinking colors that they just blend. Like if you look at like a crowd, say at a soccer game, there's so many colors happening. It kind of works because every color is represented. But if you're looking at a piece of art, it usually doesn't have the insanity level of a crowd at a soccer game. So you need the colors to work together and not to fight each other. Okay, so here we have this metal tip. Remember the rule on doing metal. Super high contrast areas for your highlight. There you go. Pow! Put that solid white right on there. Chow! Look at that. Cha! Udachi! I do the art kung fus. Someday, you will learn my style. And I will buy you a flower pot. But I don't want a flower pot, Father. I would like to poke you in your eye hole. Damn, Frog Boy's getting aggressive. I'm going to put my thumb in your eye hole, Father. I'm going to put it all the way into your eye hole and make it pop like a grape. Very well, son. Do what you must. Man, if stupid scenarios were a sellable commodity, I would be a rich person. Okay, so here's the his little sort of brass buckle. And I'm kind of getting a little noodly in here. I don't know why I'm getting so specific with this stupid thing, but I just am. And that's how it's going to be. Okay, now I need a highlight for my leather. And here's a funky trick, is I'm going to grab a color. I'm going to highlight both this leather and this other leather with it. Is that a proper thing to do? No. But it can give this feeling of like sort of slopping. Another thing you can do is take it, mix it just like that, and then paint with that mix, just like that. Get a little bit of our Betty White, mix it with our yellow snow. I love Deadpool. I can so vividly see him having such a kick-ass fur-lined helmet and plated cloak to don when he strides into battle. Interesting. A fur-lined helmet is a really cool idea, but I really like the raw humanity that I'm trying to represent here. This isn't him in combat, as you imply. This is him like after his ritual in the morning, like where he communes with his god, you know what I mean? And if you're going to commune with a god, you take your shirt off, baby. Woo! I worship the god of Baywatch. So I always remove my shirt during prayers. Getting weird. Okay, so just doing shadows on the belting here. And then I think I'm going to take this little red and just give him some like deco. Just that's it. I don't need a bunch of crazy bajooey. A bunch of skibbly gibbets. Just a little bit of, you know, feeling it. Skibbledy gibbets and skibbledy dee. So same thing for his hand guards, which would like go under his gauntlets in his armor or something. You got a little bit too much corner on these, so I'm just going to pop some of the corner off. There we go. And then knuckle. I got that knuckle. Paint in your knuckle, fool. Where your knuckle at? It's on the street, man. My knuckles have been on the street since '85. I don't know what that means. Alright. There we go. There's sort of a dip in his sort of belt cluster right here. And it's just kind of, again, like letting the hand just kind of make some stuff up. Alright. Now before I really get into the pantalones. Hola, pantalones. ¿Cómo estás? Just making sure my shadows are all filled in. I'm getting really impatient to do these cool tattoos. But first, let's do some tomatoes. Father, I'm going to put a tomato in your eye hole. I'm going to put it all the way in, and it will replace your eyeball with a delicious heirloom tomato. Do what you must, son. And if that tomato should pop while I'm shoving it into your eye hole, I will not give up. I will continue to push. And in it shall go. All right. Excuse me, sir. What's that in your eye hole? This is an heirloom tomato. The little stem part is the eye part that I look through. And if I look around, you'll see the little tomato is rotating. That's showing that it's working. This is one of the weirdest scenarios we've ever... I hope you guys are getting your money's worth here on this free stream on the internet. Okay, next we got the Folsom's Groove. I'm just going to do a little version of it here, and then I'm just going to do Woo! Gonna do that little implication there. Just imply. I'm just gonna imply. We're gonna get a little bit of our Betty White. A little bit of our yellow snow. Okay, so now I'm just grabbing colors from the belt to do the steel on the sword. Cheapity cheap. There we go. And then a little choppity bop. Choop. Then the bottom of the Folson's groove usually has a highlight like this. Then I get my absolute white like this. Put this little dot here. What in bloody hell is in your eye hole, man? Is that an heirloom tomato? Why, yes it is. My son put it in there. He used his thumb and almost killed me. He's decided to usurp the household and pledge our folk to the service of lizard men. I see. Carry on then. Is that blood running down your cheek, sir? No, it's tomato juice. Good Lord. What the fuck? Wow. Just wow. You know you're living life when you're dreaming of a dude who's got a tomato for an eye. And in a pinch, if you were making like a caprese salad, you could just reach up and pop that sucker out. Bang. You got a spare tomato. Are your teeth tiny pieces of mozzarella cheese? Have you pulled out your teeth and shoved cheese into your tooth holes? Yes, sir. Yes, I have. And there's no turning back. My face is a caprese salad. And I am delicious. Oh. Alright, that was a dumb move. I'm going to go back on that. So did you guys see what I did there? I did a cheat that you just shouldn't do. I'm teaching by negative example. So I grabbed with my lasso and I like control U'd it and skibbly blobs, and like that was dumb. It ruined all the colors. Pardon me, sir. Your hair is unnaturally green. Are those basil leaves? Why is your face so delicious? My son keeps shoving things into it. He was once a boy, but now is part frog. He has forsaken the lizardy ways of my folk. Spare the frog, spoil the child, I always say. But I don't want to spoil the child. Then you must beat him. Take ye tomato from ye eye hole, and beat thy boy. That would be a really weird religion to be a part of. The first commandment of monkeyism. You must remove thy tomato from thy eye hole and beat the boy, lest you spoil said boy. Oh. All right, here we go. So I'm just doing like, I don't know what, I'm kind of noodling around while I dream about this tomatoes sort of scenario. Just daydreaming a little bit, guys. I hope that's all right with everybody. It's not a democracy, to be brutally honest. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna hit the Control S. I'm going to zoom out. That fool got no legs. Where your legs at, man? That fool got no legs. Well, what's going on in the chat room? Maybe the holy symbol of his goddess is somewhere, which is kind of important for the player. Yeah, Mike, that's what the tattoos are for. So what is the symbol, Mr. Eichhorn? Can you give me a 4-word description of the symbol? And we're going to get some work done on that. We're going to bring heat. We're going to get back to the street. She wants to party. Ooh, she wants to get down. Ooh. All she wants to do is describe a holy symbol and make romance. I can eat some beets. if I buy them on the street. I see you've replaced your left foot with a rutabaga. Yes. And my hands are turnips. Excellent. Then you are ready to join the Order of Monkey Men. She wants to party. Ooh, she wants to get down. And all she wants to do is dance and make romance. Chick-a-beep-a-beep. Coming up. All right. I'm really, really sorry, you guys. I don't know what happened with that stroke. Did you see that? That was ridiculous. There we go. She can feel the heat coming off the street. She wants to party. Ooh. She wants to get down. Ooh. Sweet. 4-word description. Your awesome interpretation of... Okay, cool. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. You unleashed me. Consider me unleashed. Okay, I'm just saving right now. The save is a bit slow. We do have a really big high-res file here, and we're running live streaming, so y'all can just tolerate that for a second. Now, you guys remember my tattoo technique. You get your new layer up here. You go multiply. No secrets on this channel. No way, baby. You want secrets, you have to go somewhere else. All right. Now, this is what's interesting. If you do a yellow or a taupey color on your multiply, you're going to get this this flesh-like feeling. It's real nice, and I just don't want to be too saturated. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just experimenting like so, and I think there's my color. That's my tattoo color. So you see what I mean? I'm just doing my thing. Is it too much symmetry in the posture? Meshy night. Yes, generally known as twinning. Twinning creates this extremely static feel in a layout or a pose. But, as I mentioned at the very beginning of the stream, I wanted this feeling of ritualistic perfection in the character. Like he's in his statue mode. He's communing with his god in a complete static moment. He's not in an action moment here. This is just him completely rigid and in prayer. And his eyes, I actually imagine, as closed here. But yeah, usually symmetry or twinning can, reduce the dynamism of a piece. But sometimes that's the message you're trying to drive, is that there is no dynamism here. This is him settling to a perfect stillness place right before all the craziness unleashes. Cooper, quit whatever you're doing. You're like, what are you doing? Oh, God. Dogs are so weird. He's like always breathing loud and licking something. And then he has a weird look on his face. Okay, so let's get back to what we're doing. So we're thinking like, I lost my color. We're thinking like goddess of life, but not quite so on the nose as the goddess of life. There's a little bit of a dark side to it. There we go. So let's just sort of work with some things that we sort of know. Okay, so we want some goddess of life stuff. So first, let's just kind of think on that. Let's just think on that a moment. There's some shapes here. They come down. Then there's follow-up shapes going down into the stomach. And maybe what we work with here is like a triangular sort of motif. So we get started here. You know what? And instead of like a filled in, ooh, hey, I got an idea. Instead of a filled in tattoo look, like 90s tribal. Cooper, get out. I can't take the licking anymore. Go on. Shoo. So he just looks to the side. God, dogs. Dogs make no sense. I'm like, dude, I don't want to listen to you licking anymore. So he just looks to one side. like I can't see him if he looks away. Okay, so instead of a filled in look, like a 90s tribal look, what we're going to do is a brocade type look. So the way you do that is with more line art than with fill art. And that's what we're going. That's how it's going to go down, guys. So I want you to hold on to your butts, because we're about to go brocade on this dodos. So you want a small pen like I'm probably going to want a little darker color, but I'll worry about that later. And then you want to follow some of the contours of the body. Like And then you want to get into all this sort of drapery. So I'll get there. Hang on. Just bear with me, guys. Don't give up. Not now. Not after all we've been through. Dear Father, today I have purchased several small tomatoes, each one of which will be stuffed into one of your body orifices. This will be done against your will, using small blunt metal instruments. So now here's where we're about to get into the brocade. I guess it could be pronounced brocade. So one way to do it is to do this sort of doily pattern, which is these alternating curves, almost like shingles. So now you guys are probably recognizing what I mean by this. And then alternate round with sharp. So you see what I mean by sharp there? So instead of a little round like fish scale shape, you go with this more spiky shape, and then underneath you return to the fish scales. Like how? Get 3. So there's sort of something with the number 3 here. And then I think I'm just going to sort of keep going and see where it leads me. But I think the most important thing to note here is that, you know, for the feeling of this sort of religious geometry or sacred geometry, you don't just necessarily want to draw something that's on the nose, you know? Why does Frog Boy have an antagonistic relationship with his father? Because he won't let him be a frog. Remember that? You don't like anything that I'm interested in, Father. You never support me in my endeavors. That is correct, son. And that is why I will now beat you. You will be beaten. And savagely. So please present your butt. And it shall be beaten. Bring forth the baguette of beating. Boom, chicka, boom, chicka, boom, chicka, boom, chicka, boom, chicka, chicka, boom. The sacred bread. Bring forth the sacred bread. Boom, chicka, boom, chicka, boom, chicka. The lights go down. 3 gentlemen in yellow robes emerge, carrying a large piece of bread. By the bread of our people, I will now beat you. This I do for the good of all. And with a bright heart, I strike at thee with the bread. Thump. And again, thump. Bring forth the butter. May it blend with the cheese of our ancestors. Father, I don't like cheese. All right. Here we go. These are kind of like, this is like the halo or horns of the goddess. Now we're going to start getting into some dots here. So you guys, I need to brace yourselves. I need you to brace yourselves. I'm going to start drawing dots. And I'm going to do it with impunity. I think I know what impunity it means, but I more like to say it just so that I sound smart. And I don't think it's working. All right, so here we go. So see, it's almost like this bird-like design. But I also like to think of it as sort of ritualistic, how they would apply this. You know, like this is a very long, painful process to get this thing. Oops, there I accidentally started on the dots. I didn't even mean to. I started on the dots. Brace for dots. I love the Tales of Frog Boy. You know, guys, I know that Runehammer is supposed to be a bunch of things. But I truly think this is one of my favorite parts of doing Runehammer is the Saturday morning jam with you guys. You know, I know that like Runehammer is supposed to, I don't know, just be this kind of, you know, room design and all that kind of stuff. I know everybody's itching for more of that and everything, and that's cool. You know what? Today is crazy. Today is the beginning of AtCon. A week of RPG madness that starts today. And you guys aren't going to believe this, but we are going to do some filming today. But Matt Click, Nate Vanderzee, and Michael Barker are all coming over to my house like at noon today. They're coming into my house. And we are going to play games, drink root beer, and drink beer. You know what's weird too? None of those guys is below like 6'4". They're all giants, and I'm just this puny little dude. I'm puny, guys. Okay, so I think that the idea of the henna-like color is not going to work. So I think this is actually going to work better. Pow! So that's a little off. We really want it to be the color of the shadows. So let's just go sample, select, and fill. Then take it off of multiply, go to normal, and there you get like this blend in. But even that didn't work. So I'm going to pull all the color out like that. Then I'm going to bring it back up to match. Colorize it, bring it up to match. Sample like that. There we go. Ooh, and a little lighter. I just want to get it to really merge with that shadow color. There we go. Oh, 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 oh. There we go. Yeah, see, better. Oh, that's pretty cool, huh? Okay, and I'm just getting started too. We're gonna dig into this. I know I'm supposed to be doing the DM screen. Am I to the halfway point? Oh my god, it's already 9:45. Are you kidding? I am awful with time management. Okay, I'm actually going to merge down too. I like to keep my paintings flat because that way you can sample colors and rely on things. You don't have ink modes playing shenanigans with your colors. You don't have all this kind of shibboldy-gibbets going on. I guess I should resist the urge to actually shade the tattoo. The tattoos aren't shaded. Okay, so now continuing. Have some slightly bigger elements here to link it together. And brace yourself for dots, guys. Just get... Another fun project coming down the line that I would like to announce. It's time to announce. Is that I am doing a Ghost Mountain poker deck. And that should be done directly. So it's just a deck of 52 cards with 2 jokers with this really aged, sort of satanic Wild West theme. I've been playing some 52 card games lately. And I wanted to have a really cool card deck to play, you know, Crazy Eights and stuff with friends. So that was the impetus there. So many dots. I'm getting a tattoo and I'm covered with dots. So many dots. I'm getting dots. Alright. Take my coin. I need that deck of cards. It looks like a cultural and traditional tattoos in Southeast Asia. Yeah, some of those have a little more fill between some of the lines. I know the style you're mentioning, kind of like this. So let's just embrace it, right? Let's become the creature that we can become. Be the creature. Father, I want you to become a creature, Father. A tomato-eyed beast. Your hair will be basil. Your lungs will be meat. Cheese will form your teethes. And you come from the street. Your hands will be turkeys. Your feet rutabaga. All right. So now what we're going to do, go back with the skin tone. Cut out some dots. I've got to get this guy done so we can get to the dang DM screen. The whole purpose of this stinking stream. Except I'm awful. So that's really slowing us down. My awfulness. So many dots to heighten your pain. The tattoo will cut you and cut you again and again. Oh, Father! Oh man, that's cool. I am feeling it. He's just not overly tall. Keith, you don't get to talk about who's tall and not. You look down on the world from your perch in the clouds. You don't know how it feels. Yeah, you don't know how it feels to be under 6'3". Dang, 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 dang. I think my phone be blowing up. I feel some kind of vibration in my pocket. I think my phone's blowing up, and I don't know why. When your hands are turkey, it's hard not to make jerky. And when your feet are rutabaga. Man, people are getting tattoos all over the place these days. If you're watching, you know who you are. You're cool. And I want my next one. I think I'm going to get 2 axes on my shoulder blades. All right. What do we got here? I need a little bit of a darker thing. And then I'm just going to stop, guys. You know how I do. You reach a certain point. You've done enough. You just need to stop. Okay? Which is this point. We're at it right now. Check that out. That's a $10 holler right there. I'm digging it. Look how that feels in the scope of the piece. So I think it needs to extend a little bit up to reach maximum badass. Kind of like this, you know, it needs to come up into his neck. Then I just got a straight line here. You know, every once in a while I'm just working and I'm not yammering. And I'll catch myself and I'll be like, should I be yammering more? Maybe if I do a thing with like stuffing vegetables into somebody's eye sockets, that could be cool. My hands are turkeys, my feet rutabaga. Yes, and he's clean cropped too. No crazy hairdo stuff. I think that's probably the piece right there. The sword is a little bland, and he has no scabbard. But for some reason, I'm feeling okay with that. I don't know why. Something about the sword just being just that is okay. I do have a little bit of a tangency problem here. Tangency is a cool word for like lines matching. Okay, there we go. Oh, and it's a very cool word. Make no mistake. See there, a long moment just passed where I wasn't yammering, and I'm like, I'm lapsing on my yammering right now. It's not cool. All right, so now I need some ground. And remember, we got this kind of snow jam going. So I'm going to go back to the background. And I'm going to start snow jamming. So normally, you know, I'd do a near black for this, but they're standing in snow. So, okay, now we're just going to get the snow to start falling. And this is going to be interesting because we're about to the DM screen phase. He's got like a light snow going here. And at the DM screen phase, we're going to unify all these guys. We're going to bring them together. And so their backgrounds are going to be important, but also are going to be sort of superseded by making a new one that binds them together. Okay. Superseded. He's communing with his war god. Yes. Yeah, thanks, Strat Player. Like all his armor, his helmet, his scabbard, all his gear is basically on his horse or something. He's just like out in the snow, in the silence, in the trees. I'm confused by the length of the grip. I don't know what confused means exactly. Disappointed? I imagine you mean it's too short. It is a one-handed sword, but still. Let's just give it a little more, right? No need to be confused. How's that? Mo better? Really, the really long grips, the 1.5 hand or 2 hand grips, are more uncommon than I think is shown in a lot of fantasy. A lot of even really big swords have those really short grips. Kind of weird. But yeah, don't hesitate. If you got anybody on the stream, if you got like a little art input, I'm a grown man. I can handle it. All right, so there's just a little more detail and a little more length on the grip. So it's a 1.5 hand. And I think we're good right now. I'm good to go. So we have our 4 characters and we've got our ice wizard. And we are going to begin assembly. Okay, so I'm going to save this guy. Now for a DM screen, usually you're going to be 24 inches wide. You're going to have 3... basically 3 vertical sheets of paper in width on your DM screen, so you can have 3 rule sheets or whatever. Is just a rule of thumb. Some people have 3 horizontal ones to get a much wider screen. In this case, we're doing it just this way, so it's going to be great. So that's going to be 25.5 inches. And the height should be about 11, but I'm going to do 10 because I just want to control it, so there'll be a little bit of trimming in your work. And then, good God, it's 300 DPI. This thing is going to be bonzo. This is a massive file. Okay, we're going to give it a black base, and we are going to begin bringing things in. Let's bring things in. So I'm going to start grabbing backgrounds, like, and there they are. And I'm going to grab backgrounds. So you can see, like, it's really behooving me now to have done all my characters at such high resolution, because I've got plenty of resolution to support something as big as a DM screen. So here I'm just copying and pasting backgrounds. And you're going to start feeling this sense of like color disorientation, like, you know, which palette is the palette? Well, the answer is yes. The answer is yes. Look at my butt. All right, so my favorite one, I think, was Adi's ones, which is Ina's background. Oh, no, wait, that's the log. That's Hal Bjorn. This is Ina's background. I really, really like these. These ones. I like these. I like to ride Spendebuck. He is a good horse. Okay, so here we go. So I'm just going to keep that right as is. I'm going to take my eraser. I'm going to get that sucker bigger. There we go. Pow! I'm going to cut off the bottom. Would you like to look straight at my butt? Okay, so next we got Hal Bjorn's background. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, oh, look at this. I'm just going to merge the two. Oh my God. What's happening? No. Yes. There's a log in the foreground. That's what's going on, dude. What you know about logs? They're heavy, they're brown, they're wood. They're better than bad, they're good. Okay, so now I'm going to merge this with Ina's. Literally just merge them layers. Then I'm going to get my paintbrush here. And my more paint. And so what I'm doing is just sort of getting some colors and letting them play with each other rather than abruptly end. And this creates the sense of a continuous backdrop. Just play. Just want these colors to just play. So these are like highlights in the clouds and stuff that we're seeing. All good. All good in the hood, baby. Bring a little bit of this green over. Shrubbery here. Bit of shrubbery. And then take the tree style that I did on Ina and kind of just squiggle in a tree here and there. So we're getting this sort of this landscape. Do I know what I'm doing? Painting backgrounds and landscapes? Hell no. No, I do not know what I'm doing. And that's the joy of it. Knowledge is the prison of the mind. Okay, so next we got this blue stuff. And I know this one's pretty quality. So as we go to the right side of the image, things are going to get a little colder. But look at this. No, it's too blue, B. So pull out some of your color. Lift up your lightness a little bit. That's good enough. Get your eraser. A little bit of your Betty White. A little bit of yellow snow. Here you go. Whoopity babachino. Whoopity babachine. I got pieces of fresh mozzarella for teeth. Okay, here we go. Then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to merge. I'm going to ditch this layer. I don't even need it. Get out of my life. You don't know me or my needs. Then I'm going to blend. Very light touch on the paint thing. I believe it's called a brush. And then with that blended color, I'm just going to start playing. I'm just going to play. Let's just play. And then look at this little cerulean color. Then look, I don't like this highlight. It's weird, so I'm just going to play. Let's just let these two play. Let's just play right here. Look at that. Look at that. So it's like getting a little darker here as we get over toward the mountains or something. Just some fun little highlights. Just who knows what's happening. Here's this log. It's kind of going here. Linking some of these other colors. Just linking in these colors. And then get a little bit of your tree thing going on. There you go. Skibbly bee bop. Skibbly skibbly. Oh my gato. I'm trying to get this internet to come back up. Let's see if it is on the internet gonna come back on here. Let's see if we can fix up this old internet and come back up on the house. Where that old internet up on the house? Where that internet up on? Skibbly dee wop. Skibbly dee. Skibbly dee wop. So many little progress bars and wheels and things trying to recover right now. Don't know if anyone can hear me. Skibbly dee wop. Like, what is going on here? Hey! Looks like a ton of people plopped out of the stream because we lost our signal. Hey, Joel, thanks for the tip. So I'm not sure when I lost you there. I lost you, boy. Hey, we're back. Hi. Hi. So sometimes on Saturday morning, everyone in my neighborhood wakes up and gets on the internet at the same time. And it crashes the entire internet. So I'm not sure how much you guys missed or how my signal is or what happened. All right, so we're back. I don't know how much you missed, but hey, whatever. This is just cartoons. We're just living life right here, you know? We're just being our own selves. We ask the world to accept us as we are. And I've got this this fifth character to integrate. And he's a bit of a superstar. So what I'm going to do is hide him for a second. And we're going to just get everybody to... Can everyone please move toward the left of the room? That's your right. You, sir, over there. Please move to the back of the room. Okay, so we're going to move everybody over like this. Yeah, sorry about the entire internet just gone. And of course, I'm just sitting here working along and didn't notice. Because I is a tool. I is tool sometimes. Art is cool, signal quality is mediocre. Ouch. I would say ouch on that one. Well, I think that's all I got, guys. I think that's all I got as far as signal quality. Sorry about that, everybody. You know, I pay out the nose for the quote-unquote top-end internet. It is not top-end. I can say, with absolute certainty, I can say that this internet is not top-end. You know why? It's because consumer internet is built for downloading. And uploading, we get totally juked. We get skrizooed on the quality of upload. Which is where I want my quality. I want that streaming power, baby. Okay, so look, we're going to bring Hal Bjorn over. Shibboledy wop. Ooh, yeah, you can do your ingestion at 480 or whatever. Ingestion. Got a bad case of ingestion. All right, come on, Hal Bjorn, don't get too intimate here. Come on. There we go. All right, now we're going to bring in the Ice Wizard. There he is. And he goes way back here in the layer order. And we're going to bring him over. And we're going to shrink him. I don't think we need to shrink him quite that much. You can come up just a bit. There we go. Then we're going to kind of get his feet out of the picture. Like how. And then we're going to do some gentle erasure on the bottom of the character. Partially to get the bordering to work right, but partially also to ground him in the local colors. See that? And my friends, you are looking at this piece almost done. So now I want to kind of pull over here. He's just a little too sort of central or something. Something's just feeling off there. So I'm just going to bring him over. There we go. Hey, stop. Stop sliding. Stop sliding. This is not Olympic curling. Right up and down. Yeah, looking good. Then I'm going to take the entire group like that. I'm going to bring them down just a bit and slide them over just a bit like there. I really want this sort of off-center feel. There we go. Okay, cool. So now we got this kind of almost like movie poster type feeling. He's standing on ice. Ooh, looks amazing, Hank. And when do we get to see another room design? Dance monkey. I don't know, dude. I don't know. You know, part of the reason too that isn't happening nearly as much as it was is I've really been getting into the theater of the mind type gameplay lately. So the room designs are much more like bullet lists. Hey, we got snowflakes on faces. We don't want that. Clean those up. There you go. Get out of here with that. Shoot, you little stinker. Why is there a giant red stripe on my image? I don't know, but I think it's cool. Just my instincts said do it, so I'm doing it. And then I think there's like a color here that's this color that goes through the center. Yeah, it's slightly up top of the stripe, like so. Goes through the center. There's where I want it to be. Then things are a little off and weird. I'm gonna kind of fill it in. I'm gonna kind of play a little bit and get rid of my color unifier. So now I'm just gonna play and just add a little bit of organicness to the stripe. Just playing. Okay, that's enough. And then I don't like how specific this little thing is. No cool. I will not be moved. So I'm just going to go in with the original color and just kind of run a very relaxed hand over it. Let it make some decisions for me, and there we go. So I think that actually the organic components kind of break the utility of the stripe. So that's okay. No need to beat yourself up about it. Just face it. Be open. Fill your heart with love. I don't think I need the center stripe either. I think simple is the best way to go. We go like that, bring our overlay back, and there you go. It's like something about the group is sort of captured in this sort of sensation. Now we've got a little bit of a mismatch here. Now, so you guys notice I'm spending a lot of time just mucking with color matchups and just trying to find this harmonic point where the colors are friends. And I think we've got some confusion in the background about like sort of where our ground is, because this log and Ina are kind of fighting. And I don't want that fight to happen. I want mom and dad to love each other openly. I mean, not like weird PDAs or anything, but you know. So see, this helps me pop my silhouettes by doing a slightly brighter piece back here. And then like he needs his log to stand on, so we're going to give him a little more of a log. There we go. See how I did that? Just kind of lets you pop your silhouettes by doing brighter bases so that you don't confuse your base with your character. Pretty cool. Okay, so now I also want some little giblets because my top is just a little too clean. So I grab local colors and I add giblets like that. In this case, there's some white. Here we got some gray here. I like how the Ice Wizard's little spell ball is kind of just catching that edge. That's pretty pleasant. Father, you are a very pleasant man, and for this reason, I will be stuffing your eye holes with vegetables. And this we will call dinner. You're mad, boy. You've lost your mind. I have no mind, Father. I'm an automaton. Dun, dun. All right. Wow. So let's try some ink modes on this stripe and see if anything cooler happens. That multiply down. Nope. Messes everything up. It was very, very cool. 25.5 by 10 is what he's using. That's what I'm using. Is this for a setting book? No. Todd, this is not available for sale, but I can tell you that characters I do for commissions all wind up in the Heroes of the Hammer series on Drive-Thru-RPG. So anyone knows the one on the right. Why is he blue? Arnulf. He's blue because he is half orc. And he's actually green, but since he's in a snowy environment, he looks more blue. I can feel the sun in my sunky time. So if you guys wonder what I'm doing, the image is just sitting here and I'm like staring into space and saying nonsense. I'm trying to gauge if I need to do more work or if I'm kind of done. Shush. You hear that? You guys hear that? Cooper, please be quiet. No, that gets too race-like. I don't want it to be a racing stripe. I think I might be done here. Now, another thing that you can do. Oop, turn back. There we go. There's my unifier. You can Control B your unifier and adjust all your colors simultaneously like this. So if I wanted to get more of a bronze look, I could do that. Which is nice because it breaks this kind of incessant bluing that I'm experiencing, which I find somewhat vile. So now I've got some oddity in color. You see that? Like Hal Bjorn is a little off. Something's wrong with him. So I think he needs to come up a nudge. Like that. I mean, these are very small adjustments, but man, are they important for color unification. And you guys have seen, like, what, the last half hour, all I've really been doing is these little dink-dunk noodly adjustments. Which was the theme of the stream today, is that I wanted to show you the challenge level of doing it, at least when you're as unskilled as I am, and just some of the techniques that I use. There we go. There we go. Now some of those darks are more unified. See how the gear between Ina and Laz Gar no longer fight? They're much closer now in value. That means they're about to unify. Yes. 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 Oh, yes. Now something's a little off with our front character, but I just can't tell what it is. You need to sell this piece. A black line down the center. I like that idea, but I just experimented with a bunch of that stuff, and I think stripes within stripes or extra stripes create much more of like a racing feeling. And I don't think a racing feeling is what we want. So it just gets very techy. So I like this just tomato-y blam stripe. He needs to move to the left. Yes, I know he's off center. He's supposed to be. He's already symmetrical enough. If I put him in the center, it's just all the movement is just gonna fall. So he needs to be like that. If anything, the weight of the composition lives like right here. Like right there. You know, there's also a big heavy area like right down there. There's also sort of this air zone over here is kind of interesting, and it creates an eye vortex. See, now when I remove this, you don't quite get the eye slide that I like. I like to get to move you across the piece. And remember, this is also going to be used as a screen, so I kind of want to play with that. Okay, so on that front, I want to know where the seams are going to be because I want to do a good job for Mike here. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring up ye old ruler. Grab inside your ruler. And 2400. Right there. That's the first seam. And the next one's going to be at 4800. Like that. So those are the three panels that this is going to be split into. And so what I'm going to do is slightly move my cleric so his elbow isn't touching it there. And then we've got these two and center, and things are making sense. So this reinforces what I thought earlier, which is that the key point in the center panel of the DM screen is going to be right here. That is the focal point of the center panel. And in the spirit of that, I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to hide my guides and my ruler. I'm going to get my red, my tomato red. Go like that. And that's kind of like saying it's the sun in a way. So we bring back our guides there. That's what you see on that front, is that central panel of the DM screen. What is the stripe? It's art. Okay, now, all trolling aside, sorry about that. I'm going to click you over to this other scene real quick so I can open some files and you guys don't get to see all my file structure all revealed because that's not cool at all. taking things a bit far. Okay, and then I'm going to go in here. I'm going to go in here. I got to just grab something real quick. Here it is. Actually, I don't even want that. I might have to seek it on the internet really fast. So just a second. Because this is something I don't want to draw. This is something that I need geometric precision for. And I don't want you guys to see me browsing the internet and stuff like that. Okay, so let's bring it on back. Oh, there I am again. Shebop. There it is. Okay, and we're going to grab these lines right here. Shibbity-bee-wop. Get rid of that. I'm just going to use this as a cutting stencil. So I'm going to go like right up there somewhere. I'm going to grab ye old selection. There it is. Get rid of the object and then skibbity-bee-wop. There you go. Cut it out of the red. 2400, 300 is 8. I think your guides are off. I think I will survive. Okay. Remember, you guys, I do not operate in a world of mathematic precision. I go with the flow. But we will double check just to make everybody feel comfortable. So right now what I'm doing is I'm just by handing this so that you get a bit of variation, so you don't just look like, you know, like this is some kind of vector art or something. Like there's just a little bit of by handiness to it, just a tiny bit. And there, I'm done. That's it. Okie dokie, lemon chokey. So let's make a measuring tool is often how I'll do this kind of stuff. I mean, it looks like, yeah, my panels are off a bit. See that? It's wider, yes. So one thing I can do is just eyeball that sucker. Like yay, like yay, like yay. But see, I don't really care because I kind of know the gutters. The gutters are between these characters and stuff. So it can totally vary by a little bit. It's no big deal. I'm where I want to be. But thanks for the heads up. So now I think I am feeling pretty good about things. This is a place where we worship the almighty D20, our ambivalent god. We 5 heroes. And I am done. So I'm going to, hey Mike, I'm glad you like it. This is all a commission project for Mike Eichhorn. Individual hero art as well as assembling a DM screen. So that's really what I wanted to do on the stream. So you can make 3 pieces of wood that are 8 by 10 approximately, or just over 8.5 by 10, and then hinge them together with little brass hinges. Then on the front side, you glue down your printed screen art, and then on the back side, usually what you do is a little like clear pocket, and then you can slide in different rules and adventure sheets in your clear pockets. And you know, that's how it is. That's how you make one of these custom DM screens. And there might be a little more color tweaking here and there because you can never do too much to really fine tune it. But I think the idea here is fun and it is intact. That feels cool. That feels like a group that can meaningfully be. Like they're going to go forth and find their way in the world. And like, why do they hang out with this weird ice wizard? I don't know. They're going to find out. That was almost a 2-hour stream. I am done. I've got to clean my house before Click and Barker and Vanderzee get here because we got a big day of gaming ahead. I'm getting out of here, you guys. Thanks for tuning in here. This is Runehammer. This is your buddy Hankrin. I'm going to sign out. Cha, 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 when you cut top. Thanks, everybody, for hanging around. I'll see you next Saturday for more cartoons, and we're going to do another art project. It's great to have everybody. Thank you. Have a great week, and may your dice roll high. I'm out. Chandalele. Chandalele, chandalele. Ooh, chandalele, chandalele. Chanda, chanda.